Hey folks, welcome back to Chris Wyatt Reports. This is Chris in Johannesburg, South Africa. Before I departed the Western Cape from the Cape Town International Airport earlier in the evening, I did pick up some papers to read. Among them were the Cape Argus. In today's paper, interesting stories here. First, the story from Lindiwe Sisulu whining about black packs and calling the Democratic Alliance racist and equating them with the National Party, which is ironic given that her party, the ANC, is actually the party that has the apartheid roots because the ANC merged with the new National Party, the rump of the National Party in the late 1990s. So, yeah, I think you need to look in the mirror there if you're looking for racists there, because that's the history of your party, not of the Democratic Alliance. But that's not the story that got my attention. The story that got my attention was a story about the Independent Electoral Commission. Now, MK has made a lot of noise about the election, complaining about the veracity of it, the legitimacy of it, the harassment of Jacob Zuma in their terms. And they made a big stink. And they're also under the gun for purportedly forging signatures. We've yet to hear the results of that investigation, as well as the fight between Jabulani Khumalo, the founder of the party, and Jacob Zuma. But this story is about the Zulu King. That, of course, is King Mzulu Kwazwelithini. He has applauded the Independent Electoral Commission for running free and fair and credible elections. Whoa! Well, what does this mean? Well, if the Zulu King, who ostensibly is the person with some degree of sovereignty over the Zulu, picks a position and says that things were free and fair, it stands to reason that Zulu will respect this. There is, however, as we know, some controversy within the Zulu royal family about whether he's a legitimate king or not, and that's still being disputed. But the king commended all political parties for conducting themselves in a peaceful manner during campaigning and election day. He called on law enforcement to act firmly and apply the rule of law against those who sought to incite political instability and mayhem post the released election results. He further instructed all of the Izinduna in hostels around Gauteng and Durban to report any violent behavior. Now that's interesting. He's reaching out there trying to keep calm. Now what's this all about? Well, this is because Jacob Zuma, of course, implied or threatened the Independent Electoral Commission and the public with violence, saying, "Don't provoke us, there will be trouble." He backed off those comments. On Monday, his supporters, his violent thugs from the MK party, attacked Jabulani Khumalo outside the court in Gauteng, throwing things at him. Now, to his credit, Jacob Zuma began to act like an adult and use the voice of reason. In a speech outside the court, he told his party members to refrain from violent acts after they attacked, as I said, Jabulani Khumalo, as he was leaving the electoral court. So, if the Zulu King backs a free and fair election, is he doing the bidding of the ANC, or is it a free and fair election? Well, I attended the election, and I went to 10 polling stations, and my experience is not emblematic of the entire country. It was a small subsection spread around the Western Cape on one part of the day. But what I can say is that the results, I don't know how accurate they are, but I don't have any beef with them. But I can tell you that the conduct of the elections was uneven. The training of those at polling sites was uneven. The conduct of them was uneven. That's not necessarily anything malicious or malevolent, but just the fact that some people obviously didn't do the jobs as well as others. And other polling stations, things just ran rather smoothly. Polling stations in Khayelitsha I went to, things ran very smoothly. And a couple other polling stations like Rondebosch, Sea Point, went very well. And Woodbridge Primary. But others like Tableview and Parklands and one in Khayelitsha had their problems. Anyway, the Zulu King has spoken. Will the Zulu adhere and listen to his advice and his recommendations? We shall see. Will the MK party back off of its claims that the election wasn't legitimate? We shall see. All things being equal, this should be done and dusted now. In theory, when the Zulu King speaks, it should be the end of the conversation. In practice, life isn't that simple. All right, folks, thanks a lot. Be sure to stick with the program, and we'll catch you here next time on Chris Wyatt Reports.